today we're going to go into letting your faith be your proof. You know, especially in these times, a lot of stuff is being, we'll say, people putting out there like it's new information, but this book been around for a long time, right? So with us knowing what we know and being in this truth, our whole duty is to let our faith be the proof. That's all we need. We don't got to denounce nobody else's God. We don't got to do nothing to make them feel like their God is lesser. All we got to do is show the world and the people that our God is the most powerful God of all, right? So let's open up with Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 1.
It's Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders obtained a good report. Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of the Most High, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear.
So by your faith, you trust and believe that the Most High God is Him, because the things that we see, the butterfly, how it just float through the air, how the fish swim in the water, all these things that's in this world that we can't even fathom. Like, science can't explain everything. God is the creator of all, right? But our faith is what we stand on to understand that. This is enough for us believers, the ones that believe in the Most High, that believe in His word. But it's not always enough for everybody else. Let's go Romans chapter 1. Let's go Romans chapter 1 and verse 16.
Romans chapter 1 and verse 16. For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Yeshua, for it is the power of the Most High unto salvation to everyone that believeth, to the Jew first and also to the Greek.
We're not ashamed of what we believe in, right? We study to show ourselves approved. We go through this walk day in, day out. You know, people try to clown us here and there for the things that we do. You know, these holy days that we obtain, that we hold on to because knowing it's our heritage, they find it weird. But when we show them out of the same book that they claim to believe in, right? No answer. But when we show them everywhere these holidays that they celebrate or these things they hold on to, it's folly, it's going off, it's against the Most High. You know, then they say we're weird as well. But let's keep it going.
Verse 17, for therein is the righteousness of the Most High revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, the just shall live by faith. For the wrath of the Most High is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men.
So regardless of how anybody feels, the Most High going to show itself approved every time, right? The wrath of the Most High is always going to show in this world when He wants it to. Let's get an example. Let's go Exodus. Let's go Exodus chapter 9. Hold that. We'll go Exodus chapter 9. We're going to start at, let's get verse 14.
Exodus 9 and verse 14. For I will at this time send all my plagues upon thy heart, and upon thy servants, and upon thy people, that thou mayest know that there is none like me in all the earth.
So even like the Most High in during the times of Egypt, right? He sent all them plagues out there to make sure that the whole world know that He's the Most High power. He said that thou mayest know that there is none like me in all the earth. You got hundreds of gods which within one religion. Islam got so many gods. You got the Buddhists, you got different sects of Christianity. They make idols their power, right? But we understand that the Most High is the God. He don't need any of that. Let's go back to Romans. Pick it up at verse 19.
Romans chapter 1 and verse 19. Because that which they may know of the Most High is manifested them, for the Most High hath showed it unto them. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. Because that, when they knew the Most High, they glorified him not as the Most High, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened.
So he said, look, they ain't got no excuse. The Most High done showed you everything that he put here. Like the examples I was giving. Like I always go to, it's just so crazy how you can go 9-10 months, baby being in a sack of water. We can't even go longer than almost 5 minutes in water, right? The Most High is just that amazing to where it's just things that we can't even think of. You got a little seed that can grow up to be a tree for 200 years old. All these things, we don't know where the wind come from. We don't know how the water evaporate from the ocean and rain down and provide the water for our fruits. Everything that the Most High does is just, it's proof for us, but it's not enough for somebody else, right? But he said in verse 21, because that when they knew God, they glorified him not, neither were thankful, but became vain, and their imaginations and their foolish heart was darkened. They started creating different things, and we see it in Exodus, right? When Moses went to go talk to the Most High, and they started making themselves a golden calf. They started doing these things and just trying to put in something like to be this God, but the Most High has always been the God without anything needed to be created for him. Right? Let's keep going.
Verse 22. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man, and to birds, and four-footed beasts, and creeping things.
So like I was going into that, that four-footed beast, but even like a lot of our loved ones, they got a picture. It don't matter if it's a black Christ, a white Christ. It don't matter if it's an Indian Christ, because they always go, oh, well, he was Middle Eastern. He was an olive color man. It don't matter what it is. You're trying to put an image on what you believe the Most High is, but the Most High don't need none of that. Let's go to the book of Psalms. Let's go Psalms chapter 115. We can read that from the top.
Psalms 115 and verse 1. Not unto us, O Lord, not unto us, but unto thy name give glory, for thy mercy and for thy truth's sake. Wherefore should the heathen say, where is now their God? But our God is in the heavens. He had done whatsoever he had pleased. The idols are silver and gold, the work of men's hands. They have mouths, but they speak not. Eyes have they, but they see not. They have ears, but they hear not. Noses have they, but they smell not.
So just think about all the idols that we've come across, right? Even just the cross. That ain't got no power. Anybody that's in idolatry, most of them put it around their necklace. It's a good luck charm to them. Whether it be a cross, a Buddha, a crescent moon, the Hamza, the evil eye, all of these things. He telling you, look, they got ears, eyes, all of that, but they can't do nothing with it. You can make the idol look however you want it to look, and it can't do nothing for you. The only thing that's going to bring you some protection or power is the Most High power. And the only way to get that from him is obedience. Keep going.
Verse 7. They have hands, but they handle not. Feet have they, but they walk not. Neither speak they through their throat. They that make them are like unto them. So is everyone that trusteth in them. O Israel, trust thou in the Lord. He is their help and their shield.
And that's it, and that's only, right? But, some people would like to, I just do this, it's just a hustle, I just sell these Santa Marias, I believe in God, or it's just my hustle, or I just said, whatever it may be. He said, you just like them. You just equivalent to them, right? Let's go to an example. Let's go 1 Kings 18. 18, and we're going to start at verse 17. This is a plain upon tables example of, faith being all the proof that you need. The Most High see you hold it down for him, He's going to hold it down for you.
This is 1 Kings chapter 18 and verse 17. And it came to pass when Ahab saw Elijah, that Ahab said unto him, Art thou he that troubleth Israel? And he answered, I have not troubled Israel, but thou and thy father's house, and that ye have forsaken the commandments of the Lord, and thou hast followed Balaam.
So look, we could just put this in our own terms. There's plenty of times to where we try to, let's just say, introduce the truth or just a piece of the truth in the same Bible that our people already believe, right? And they say, oh, you trying to bring some new type of doctrine, and it's like, nah, this is the same thing. And I could just leave it with you. You can go read it for yourself. So now you saying I'm the one troubling your faith, right? Let's keep it going.
Verse 19. Now therefore send and gather to me all Israel unto Mount Carmel, and the prophets of Baal 450, and the prophets of the groves 400, which eat at Jezebel's table. So Ahab sent unto all the children of Israel and gathered the prophets together unto Mount Carmel. And Elijah came unto all the people and said, How long halt ye between two opinions? If the Lord be God, follow him, but if Baal, then follow him. And the people answered him not a word. Then said Elijah to the people, I, even I only, remain a prophet of the Lord, but Baal's prophets are 450 men.
So just looking at like these mega synagogues, these mega churches, you even see how it is in the land of Jerusalem. They go out there, they kiss the wall. You go to the Mecca, they're kissing the Kaaba stone. It be thousands of people out there, and ain't nothing going on for them. They just walking in circles around that thing, thinking some power finna happen, and then the Most High still sending His judgment over that land. While we here just waiting for the Most High, just being diligent, and knowing that His word gonna be true. Keep it going.
Verse 23. Let them therefore give us 2 bullocks, and let them choose 1 bullock for themselves, and cut it in pieces, and lay it on wood, and put no fire under it. And I will dress the other bullock, and lay it on wood, and put no fire under it. And call ye on the name of your gods, and I will call on the name of the Lord. And the God that answered by fire, let him be God. And all the people answered and said, It is well spoken. And Elijah said unto the prophets of Baal, Choose your bullock for yourselves, and dress it first, for ye are many, and call on the name of your gods, but put no fire under it.
Real quick, just the Most High be answering fire, don't He? Burning bush, right? Read that part again.
Verse 25. And Elijah said unto the prophets of Baal, Choose you 1 bullock for yourselves, and dress it first, for ye are many, and call on the name of your gods, but put no fire in it. And they took the bullock which was given them, and they dressed it, and called on the name of Baal from morning even until noon, saying, O Baal, hear us. But there was no voice, nor any that answered. And they leaped upon the altar which was made.
So they doing it to themselves, like I was alluding to with the Kaaba stone. They be out there for weeks, shaving their head bald, doing whatever they feel like is, they gonna put their face in that, you know what I mean, whatever that thing is out there. But man, they was out there from evening to noon. Nothing's happening for them, right? You calling on that lesser God. Keep it going.
Verse 27. And it came to pass at noon that Elijah mocked them and said, Cry aloud, for he is a God. Either he is talking, or he is pursuing, or he is in a journey, or peradventure he sleepeth, and must be awake. And they cried aloud and cut themselves after their manner with knives and lancets, till the blood gushed out upon them. And it came to pass, when midday was past, and they prophesied until the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice. that there was neither voice nor any to answer, nor any that regarded.
Y'all ever seen that Krishna? The Krishna when they be out there in the Middle East and they be cutting themselves, they be cutting the babies and all that. Oh, I'm in trouble on the channel with this one. But yeah, y'all ain't seen that one? They're like slice right here or whatever. But yeah, that's an ancient practice. These people have been thinking that that's gonna bring their God to come. And that's been going on for them. Keep it going.
Verse 30. And Elijah said unto the people, Come near unto me. And all the people came near unto him, and he repaired the altar of the Lord that was broken down. And Elijah took 12 stones according to the number of the tribes of the sons of Jacob, unto whom the word of the Lord came, saying, Israel shall be thy name. And with the stones he built an altar in the name of the Lord. And he had made a trench about the altar as great as would contain 2 measures of seed. And he put the wood in order, and cut the bullock in pieces, and laid him on the wood, and said, Fill 4 barrels with water, and pour it on the burnt sacrifice and on the wood. And he said, Do it the second time. And they did it the second time. And he said, Do it the third time. And they did it the third time. And the water ran round about the altar, and he filled the trench also with water. And it came to pass at the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice that Elijah the prophet came near and said, Lord God of Abraham, Isaac, and of Israel, let it be known this day that there are God in Israel, and that I am thy servant, and that I have done all these things at thy word. Hear me, O Lord, hear me, that this people may know that thou art the Lord God, and that thou hast turned their heart back again. Then the fire of the Lord fell, and consumed the burnt sacrifice, and the wood, and the stones, and the dust, and licked up the water that was in the trench. And when all the people saw it, they fell on their faces, and they said, The Lord, he is the God. The Lord, he is the God. And Elijah said unto them, Take the prophets of Baal, let none of them escape. And they took them, and Elijah brought them down to the brook Kishon, and slew them there. And Elijah said unto Ahab, Get thee up, eat and drink, for there is a sound of abundance of rain. So Ahab went up to eat and to drink, and Elijah went up to the top of Carmel, and he cast himself down upon the earth and put his face between his knees. And he said to his servant, Go up now, look toward the sea. And he went up and looked and said, There is nothing. And he said, Go again 7 times. And it came to pass at the 7th time that he said, Behold, there ariseth a little cloud out of the sea, like a man's hand. And he said, Go up, say unto Rahab, Prepare thy chariot, and go thee down to the rain, and stop thee not. And it came to pass in the meanwhile that the heaven was black with clouds and the wind, and there was a great rain, and Ahab rode and went to Jezreel. And the hand of the Lord was on Elijah, and he girded up his loins and ran before Ahab to the entrance of Jezreel.
So overall, the hand of the Lord was upon Elijah, right? And he let his faith be all the proof that he needed. And in the midst of him, he was mocking them and letting them know. But you got to think, it's 400 people against 1. The odds was way off. But ultimately, let's go verse 39 again. He said, when all the people saw it, they fell on their faces and they said, The Lord, he is the God. The Lord, he is the God. And that's ultimately what we in this for, right? Is to make sure that the Most High's name is glorified. It's not about us. No matter who we are, we all servants of the Most High. And that's what it boils down to. We don't have to prove that their God is wrong. We just got to make sure that they understand that our God is right. And the way that we do that is through our faith, our God, right? Let me see, I had some. I wanted to go to Daniel 3. Let me see. Let's start 3:16. Daniel chapter 3 and verse 16.
Daniel 3 and verse 16. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury, and the form of his visage was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Therefore he spake, and commanded that they should heat the furnace 7 times more than it was wont not to be heated. And he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and to cast them into the burning fiery furnace. Then these men were bound in their coats, their hosen, and their hats, and their other garments, and were cast to the midst of the burning fiery furnace.
So real quick, Elijah had an opportunity to profess his faith through what he was set up. Okay, y'all do what y'all do. Y'all prove y'all God. I'll wait on y'all. I'm gonna wait on the Most High. These dudes be about to be put to death. So one would consider, right? But because they got faith in the Most High, they're like, it is what it is. Because we're refusing to bow down to your gods. We're refusing to take after the ways of the Chaldeans, right? Keep going.
Verse 22. Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent, and the furnace exceeding hot, the flame of the fire slew those men that took Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Look at that. The men that put them to death, they ended up dying trying to kill the servants of the Lord.
And these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down bound into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king was astounded, and rose up in haste, and spake and said unto his counselors, Did not we cast 3 men bound in the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, True, O king. He answered and said, Lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt, and the form of the 4th is like the Son of the Most High. Then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace, and spake and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the Most High God, come forth and come hither. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth of the midst of the fire. And the princes, governors, and captains, and the king's counselors, being gathered together, saw these men upon whose bodies the fire had no power, nor was an hair of their head seen, neither were their coats changed, nor the smell of fire had passed on them. Then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
What did Nebuchadnezzar say?
Then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who hath sent his angel and delivered his servants that trusted in him. And he hath changed the king's word, and yielded their bodies, that they might not serve nor worship any god except their own God.
So ultimately, all these men did was just hold their faith until what would have been considered the death. And the Most High protected them through it. And not only did he protect them through it, you now got new believers. You now got people that understand that the Most High power is the Most High power. Ain't nothing above them. These men came out, their hair wasn't burnt, the eyebrow wasn't missing, they didn't smell like fire. You know, the Most High sent his protection on them. And even in the midst of that, in the midst of those 3 men that was in the fire, there was a 4th man, right? So you got Christ's protection right there with you. If you just holding your faith, no matter what. And that's all we need. So like I was saying, we don't have to prove that their God's is wrong. We just got to make sure that we know our Most High he's the right one, right? But that right there, that concludes our lesson, family.